Sweet Baby Inc. has had one hell of a year because most of the games that have released with their name attached to it have been complete and utter failures in totality, but in 2024, they've been hit especially hard because tons of the studios they've worked with have either completely shut down or gone through major layoffs, and now the Sweet Baby Inc. infested Dungeons and Dragons Dark Alliance game is shutting down. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, I can't say I'm particularly shocked to hear that this is happening because, first of all, every game that Sweet Baby Inc. touches turns to trash, but second of all, Wizards of the Coast has pushed away a lot of customers over the years with the changes that they've made in their titles like Magic the Gathering and Dungeons and Dragons. They're no longer using the term race in D&D rules and materials. They eliminated half elf and half orc because the quote, half construction is inherently racist in their opinion, which is crazy. They're removing racial alignments in lore. They've ditched things like witches and druids and shamans, and now the Dungeons and Dragons Dark Alliance game is, I think, suffering on one hand because it was just such bad quality, but second of all, because Wizards of the Coast has pushed away so many customers. So as it says, Dungeons and Dragons Dark Alliance, another game infected by Sweet Baby Inc., announced it will be shutting down its servers at the end of February 2025. In February 2025, we're also going to see kind of the end of development for Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. And while they haven't said the servers are going to be shut down, I don't think that they'll keep them up for too long because we know with the start of season 4, they added an offline mode. So that to me kind of seems like going forward, they plan for everybody to utilize that offline mode because there won't be an online one anymore. It says the Wizards of the Coast and developer Took Games announced the game was shutting down its servers in the About section on Steam. It states we will be shutting down the Dark Alliance servers on 2/24/25, and it will no longer be available to purchase starting that day. The base game and all DLC are still available to play in offline single player by anyone who currently owns it. Now, of course, this again just sounds like a situation where nobody was really playing the game anymore, and that is definitely reflected by the Steam charts. As you can see, the all-time peak when it launched was 9,912 players. The 24-hour peak is 8, and in-game right now is 4 measly people. Maybe these 4 people really love this game. Maybe these 4 people are developers. Either way, though, it's not looking good. It was a disaster at launch, and it's surprisingly gotten even worse. But numerous reviews had lampooned the game for releasing in a buggy state. I never played it because it was so buggy and broken when it originally released, and it completely turned me off from the experience. I can deal with quite a few bugs and glitches, but ultimately, gamers are not beta testers. I think it is absurd that companies, even to this day, continue to release games in a half-assed state, and then they figure, oh, well, people will report the bugs and then we'll fix those bugs. No, you should be dealing with those bugs before you even release the title, but that's just not the mentality of a lot of devs anymore, and especially with a game like this. People were posting things like this game is basically still in alpha, being shipped as a complete game. Maybe later it will be worth it, but not now. Still, another wrote was having fun with the game with a few friends, few glitches here and there, nothing game breaking, until my character reset to level 1 after a load screen from a mission. Was going to suck it up and just level again, but character was fully bugged and couldn't gain any XP. Googled the problem in case there was a fix and found out it's been a big problem since the day of release. I would wait on this game until severe game breaking things like this are fixed. And this was months after release. So they did not really put any time or any effort into this launch. They probably just wanted to pump it out and forget about it. And I'm honestly shocked that it survived 3 years. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if a game's up for 20 years if it's buggy and broken and it's not worth playing. But this game now, of course, joins a growing list of games that have failed after being infected by Sweet Baby Inc. That includes Unknown Nine Awakening, Life is Strange Double Exposure, Flintlock The Siege of Dawn, Tales of Kenzera Zhao, Shadow Gambit The Cursed Crew, Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, a plethora. I mean, I've talked about this quite a bit over the past, year since Sweet Baby Inc. really started becoming a major problem in the gaming industry. I mean, they were infecting games before titles like Alan Wake 2, but Alan Wake 2 was the reason why we really started paying attention. And then, of course, Gamergate 2 started because of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, which is still the worst game of the year, in my opinion, because of how they trashed the Arkhamverse legacy. But Reflector Entertainment began mass layoffs after Unknown Nine Awakening utterly failed. We saw tons of people on this team announcing that they were looking for work over on LinkedIn, saying, "Hi everyone, I'm seeking a new role and would appreciate your support. If you hear of any opportunities or just want to catch up, please send me a message or a comment below. I'd love to reconnect. Sadly, I've been affected by the layoffs at Reflector Entertainment, and I'm currently on the lookout for a new role as a lighting artist. Hey everyone, I'm looking for a new role in the games industry, either continuing my career in dev QA or taking advantage of my training in Unreal Engine to begin a dev role. Hi everyone, I was affected by the layoffs at Reflector," so just a ton of people who were losing their jobs. And just a few days ago, Deck 9 Games announced that they were sad to share the news that they must say goodbye to some of their talented team members. It was an extremely difficult decision and reflects the challenging times many companies in our industry are currently facing. So none of these companies are announcing how many people they're getting rid of, but judging by posts on LinkedIn and social media, people removing these devs' tags from their bios on platforms like X, it looks like they are laying off a lot of people. And then you also have games like Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, which lost over $200 million for Warner Brothers games. And Rocksteady is so desperate at this point, they're thinking about remaking Arkham Asylum, which I love Arkham Asylum. I'd love a really good remake, but I do not trust them. With that game, I do not trust these developers at all whatsoever. Maybe they can turn things around, but ultimately Kill the Justice League was just such a disrespectful entry into the Arkhamverse, and they are cutting development short. Originally, they said that they had plans for 5 seasons. They're only doing 4 now, and that 5th season was supposed to be bringing Batman back, but it looks like they just were not brave enough to take that plunge. So, yeah, I mean, we're going to continue to see this. And again, it's not just Sweet Baby Inc.'s fault that these games have failed. It's just the really bad state of these games and that they've released, and the quality is not there. It's like they put in the least amount of effort possible. But with Dark Alliance, I do genuinely believe a part of that is also because of Wizards of the Coast and the bad reputation they've garnered for themselves over the past couple of years. But at the end of the day, Sweet Baby Inc. Kills basically every studio and every game they touch. There's only one title they've worked on that was a smashing success, and that was God of War Ragnarok, and one versus 1,000 other games is not enough to save their reputation. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.